Hey, what's up? It's your girl India Sweet, and welcome back to another week of the blog. Okay, before we get into Sunday's Bears Redskins game, did you see college football on Saturday? I sure did. Had to do some work in the morning, but about 2:30 or so, I sat down in front of the television and started watching game after game after game. I could not get up from my seat because the games were so good. From the old ball coach blowing it against Tennessee, trying to act cute, pull them off sides, blowing 2 timeouts. From Johnny Manziel coming up short against Auburn, to LSU losing to Ole Miss, to Florida State coming up big against Clemson, now ranked number 2 in the country. Congratulations. To Jameis Winston. I love his character. I love his charisma. I really want him to do well. Though in the BCS title game, I would not mind seeing Ohio State against Alabama because Urban Meyer and Nick Saban have had some pretty good matchups back in the day, so I wouldn't mind seeing that. Okay, Sunday's game. Now, I don't know about you, but Sunday's game really crept up on me. And I'm thinking, it's 1 o'clock and I'm nowhere near ready to sit down and watch this game. So, of course, thank goodness, TiVo. What did we do before TiVo? I have always been a slave to my television, and I make no apologies for it. I love TV. So I had to put the game on TiVo and start doing like a few other things that I had to get done before I sat down and watch. And so I'm going on the internet, sending out different texts and whatever, all the meanwhile doing everything I can to stay off of social media because I don't want to know what's going on. People post stuff constantly during game time. So as I'm looking for a link to a radio show to send, soon as I click on the radio show, which is usually just all music, okay, Robert Griffin throws the pick and then they take it in for 6. You have got to be kidding me. All this time I'm trying to stay away, and then when I click on this show that never talks, they're giving up the goods. That's my luck. That is my luck. That is why I let nothing come in between me and game time, but it was stuff I had to do. So going into the game, I'm already like, okay, waiting for that pick to happen. Finally, I get to sit down, watch the game, and whose face do I see first? Kenny Albert. And I'm thinking, oh, gosh, mute. Whenever I see Kenny Albert calling the game, I instantly mute. I love Moose and I love Goose on the sideline, but I cannot sing. His voice just annoys me. But doesn't Kenny Albert look like Quagmire from Family Guy? Hello, Quagmire. Seth, I know that's who you were thinking about when you drew him. So that right there threw me off, but I'm thinking, okay, we got the Bears in town, so let's see what you got this week, Robert. So starting off the game, since I knew the pick was coming, that's all that was going through my mind. I could not get excited on that first drive. We were moving the ball down the field because I'm thinking the pick is coming, the pick is coming, the pick is coming. Of course, it didn't come on that first drive, and we went in and we got the field goal again. We're not going to win on field goals, ladies and gentlemen. We are not the 2000 Ravens. So after that, the defense plays really well, gets Jay Cutler and the boys off the field. We're backed all the way up pretty much like to our 1. Then that's where Griff throws the pick to Tillman, and we give the Bears a short field. They come back and they score. All right. Then we move the ball right down the field. We don't let it fade us. We don't get upset. Halou goes in for a score. Then Brian Arakpo comes up with his first ever pick 6. Okay, remember a few weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about Arakpo catching the baby because his hands are not that great. And you know what? He caught the baby, ladies and gentlemen. He caught the baby and took it in for his first score. So that was really great. So after that, Jay Cutler was on the sideline. His offensive coordinator was trying to talk to him. He really wasn't trying to hear it. You know, the offensive coordinator's over here, and Jay's just like, whatever. What time is this going to be over with? Next time he gets out on the field, he gets hurt. Bet you wish you would have listened, didn't you? Okay, Jay, but I really wasn't tripping. Then comes in this young kid, Josh McCown, and hadn't played a game in 2 years, 11-year vet, and proved pretty much, was showed throughout the rest of the game, worthy of being a backup quarterback. He started playing, a little bit risky, trying to get out there and trying to run, but come to find out, he was their only other quarterback on the roster. So if he would have gotten hurt, they would have had to go to their, I think it's called like an emergency secret quarterback, but nobody really knew who it was. So I'm thinking they're not prepared for this guy. We're looking pretty good. After that, we give up a Devin Hester special teams touchdown. Now, at first I was really mad about this, but then I'm thinking, it's Devin Hester. What do you expect? He tied the all-time record for Deion Sanders. So I'm thinking, I'll give you a pass on this one. Don't let it happen again. And right before the end of the half, Reed goes over for the touchdown to bring us to 24 points in the first half, ladies and gentlemen. 24 points. That's not too bad for us, considering that Chicago had 17. But still, we were up, so that's all that mattered to me at that point. Second half, our running backs kind of traded touchdowns. Halou would go in, then Forte would go in. And it made me a little bit upset because our defense kept getting stupid penalties that kept those Bears drives alive. Brendan Merriweather. Okay, at the end of yesterday's game, you're going to say, I don't know how I kept getting called for these penalties. Because you keep doing it. Don't say that you just don't know why, because we've talked about it here before. Brandon Merriweather is playing, right? So I'm like, okay, the sun might shine on our butts today because, oh my gosh, he is playing. Well, of course, he leads with his head, puts one guy out, then again leads with his head again, puts himself out. Hurt again. Why does he still have a job? It's a pattern, sweetie. It's a pattern. The sooner you recognize it, the sooner we can get it fixed. Because right now, you're costing us a lot of points. A lot of points. The one great thing I can say about yesterday, they scored, but we would come back and score too. So the Bears had scored last one at 41 to make it 41-38, and Robert comes back out there. Did not seem flustered at all. Cool as a cucumber. And I'm thinking, okay, I like this Robert that I'm seeing. He had been running yesterday for a total of 84 yards. He had been taking command of the entire game. He is, as many times as our special teams, even the pick he threw or our defense would keep those drives alive, he just felt like, you know what, okay, if they're doing that, we just got to go out here and we got to score. And it was to a point where it would be a 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9, and I'm like, okay, we're going to get it. That's just how confident I was in the team yesterday, because that's just his confidence exuding through the television to me that he knew he was going to get it done. Virtually a 2-minute drill to end the game and take them on a game-winning drive. Got the butterflies in my stomach, and I'm like, Redskins, do y'all realize what you do to your fans every week? Nobody feels like doing, I'm feeling like this. But anyway, he goes down there. We get a big pass to Reed. Pierre Garçon hangs in there with Robert as he's scrambling and finds him for a big pickup to keep us on that, to keep that drive alive. Reed takes it all the way down to the 3-yard line, and I'm thinking, whoa, okay, Reed, first of all, 134 yards yesterday. I guess I was right last week. You know what, Fred Davis, you can go ahead and smoke a joint, because if you don't play anymore this season, I'm okay, because as far as I'm concerned, Reed is our tight end of the future. It was a joke, people. Fred Davis sitting down and having the blunt, and he didn't even have to worry about playing. He really didn't play this week. But Daddy Shaney tried to say he needed an extra special teamer. Yeah, right. I've heard that one before. Anyway, Roy Halou comes in and from the 3 takes it in for his 3rd touchdown of the day. We go up 41-45. Whew. That was, a little bit of a heart attack, kids, but we scored. Like, did this really just happen? Chicago still had a few seconds left on the board. Special teams came out there. Devin Hester had a great pass over to try to, keep them going on the kick return. And it was so funny because I'm thinking, there's the secret quarterback. There's the secret quarterback. And, Quagmire and Moose and Goose are sitting there talking. I'm like, somebody realize it. Then Moose says, hey guys, that's the secret quarterback. And I'm like, thank you for hearing me. I'm trying to tell you, I need to be in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me one time. You might not have me back, but at the end of the day, you're going to know how I feel. Exactly. Then it ends on a Barry Cofield sack, and we win the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we win a 41-45 shootout. Can you believe it? I would have preferred not to give up 41 points, but at the end of the day, if we can put up 45 and get the win, I'm happy. I have to say this once again, D'Angelo Hall, you might not have had a lot of picks, maybe even dropped one, but you had a really good game on Brandon Marshall. I'm not like one Mr. Blockhead Tony Brown out there to say that, we're going to have to start respecting him because he's this and he's that. Let's not forget, let's have a little bit of a memory here, people, that secondary that included him gave up over 1,500 yards in the first 3 games, okay? Recently, right now, he's playing good, so I'll take it along with the rest of the guys. But let's not get carried away. I was really hoping that Indianapolis could get it and just understand that take one for the team and lose the game to Denver, because I was hoping that when we went to Mile High next week, we could be that not so great team that knocks that great team off. But of course, Peyton Manning lost the game. And people like, oh, he's going to be out for vengeance now. Peyton is going to be Peyton. It is what it is. He threw 3 interceptions. Maybe he can throw another couple this week. Usually he overthinks because that head is so big, so he overthinks. So maybe we can come up with a few picks. All I can say is if we just scored 45 points last week, I know you guys can do it. So when you play Denver, you got to be putting points on the board because you know they're going to score too. And now I know you guys can do it. We got to get it done. Mr. Hawaiian Tropics himself, a.k.a. Daddy Shanny, returns to Denver next week. Nobody is really there from when he was there, so I don't really think it means a whole lot. But, hey, let's see if we can get this win or at least hang in there with those boys. All right, you know how to find me, guys. I am on Facebook at India Sweet, on Twitter, Indo Sweet Sports, and on my favorite, Instagram at India Sweet. All right, for Punchy and myself, till next week, Redskin Nation, out.